How to Graph Polynomials, and I'm Anissa.
Here are some vocabulary terms. A polynomial is a function containing several algebraic terms, and then the solutions, roots, zeros, and x-intercepts are the same things. You find them on the graph when the y value is 0, and then you isolate the x value.
So you have to know what a leading coefficient is, and that is any number in front of a variable. So in this case, it would be the 3. And then a degree is any number that's raised to the power. So in this case, it would be 3x raised to the second. So the 2 would be the degree.
General and extreme is the minimum or maximum values in the graph. So you're graphing the general shape of a polynomial. The leading coefficient impacts the positive infinity or the right side, and the degree impacts the negative infinity or the left side. If you have a positive leading coefficient, it will end up, and a negative leading coefficient will end down. If you have an even degree, it will agree with the same as the ending down or ending up. If you have an odd degree, the left side will be opposite of the other side.
Still learning about the general shape of graphing a polynomial, you have to remember that the highest degree of the polynomial minus 1 is the number of extrema that the shape has. So for example, if you have 5x raised to the 4th minus 3x, your x to the 4th would be your highest degree. So you take 4, because that's your degree. 4 minus 1 is 3, so there would be 3 extrema. So your graph would end up because of the positive leading coefficient, and since the 4 is positive, or the 4 is even, it would agree and also end up, or start up. So there would be 3 extrema, so you would have 1, 2, 3 loops.
Now that we've gotten our vocab and terms, we can start solving and graphing polynomials. So we're going to start with the general shape, because we're going to put that off to the side for later. So it is a leading coefficient of positive 4, so that means it's going to end up, and then it is to the 4th power, minus 1 is 3, but it's still a positive, and so it's going to start up as well. And then 4 minus 1 is 3, so there's only 3 loops. It's going to look something like that, but now we have to solve it. So you're going to look to see if there's like terms to take out first. So I see a 4x squared, so I'm going to take out a 4x squared. And that leaves me with an x squared minus 9, that. And since it's an x squared minus 9, we know that it's x minus 3, x plus 3. And then you're going to bring down the 4x squared. So now that you have this, you can start solving to find your actual points on this graph. And then since it's an x squared, it's going to be 2 zeros. And we'll find out later that those are actually important in your graph.
So now that we have our solutions to this polynomial, we've set each of these terms to 0 and found out that x equals plus or minus 3 and 2 zeros. So we're going to plot these points. So x will equal positive 3, 1, 2, 3, and put a point there, negative 3, 1, 2, 3 there, and 0. So it's important to know that if you have a multiplicity, which is when something occurs, if you have even multiplicity, it'll be 2 times, 4 times. If you have odd multiplicity, it'll be if something occurs once, 3 times, and so on. So if you have even multiplicity, just like these 2 zeros we found that we have on your graph, so let's say your point is here, your line or your polynomial line will not go through it. It'll bounce, it'll hit it, but not go through it and bounce up just like that. So in this case, let's see, we said our graph started up and also ended up. We have 3 turns, and it'll go through the negative 3 because it only is there once, so go through there. And since we have a double 0, it'll go up to the 0 but not go through it, so it'll bounce just like this. And then it'll go through positive 3 since we only have that one. I'm a little off, but so that's around what your graph should look like. So it's important to know that if you have even multiplicity, your graph will not go through that point. It'll sort of bounce off of it. And if you have odd multiplicity, your graph will go through that point.
Here's a fun fact. So we've already explained even and multiplicity. So this is odd. So let's say you solved your polynomial and you have 3 of the same solution. So that is an odd multiplicity. So it's not going to go through. Well, it is, but we'll get to that later. It's not going to bounce. So we're going to come over here and it's at a 4. But it's going to go through, but it's not going to bounce and it's not going to go straight through. You're going to have a little curve in it like that. And that's how you graph our fun fact.
Thanks for watching Anissa and Anna's
math tutorial.
Tune in next time.